going already. What's up, you guys? Enjoy the background behind me. I ate my coffee. How are you all? What's up? I know I haven't been on here in such a long time, and I feel like every video I'm constantly saying that. I'll be honest with you guys, it's just really hard for me to make a schedule now that I have a baby, and you know, my attention really is 98% of the time on him, besides for the time that he's sleeping, and then I have, you know, some time for myself. So hopefully I'll be able to come up with a better schedule and not only see you guys once every 2-3 weeks, which is crazy to me because I used to upload like daily. So we're trying around here. I hope you guys don't feel like I'm just like disappearing, you know. I'm trying my hardest, trust me. For today's video, well, firstly, I am wearing lenses. I'll have a link down below, as well as my makeup. I am wearing my palette with Ofra Cosmetics face products and face powders and eyeshadow. You could use my code Liora if you're interested in purchasing it. I love it. I still do, even though it came out like maybe a year ago or something. Yeah, I think a year. Yeah, no, 2. Yeah, 2 years ago at this point. And I will leave the lenses. It's a beautiful like green color, which I think looks pretty good. Just kind of switch things up, spice it up. We also have a crib behind us. Remember those days where I had like tons of makeup and shelves and all of that? Hopefully that should be coming soon when we move and find a place. But for now, in this 1-bedroom home, we got cribs here. For today's video, I figured we could discuss new holiday items. I do this type of video every single year, and I do part 2 and 3 as well as more items come out. But it's basically where I run through new goodies that are set to launch, and I'll let you guys know a little bit about the collection, let you know if I'm gonna pick it up or not. I will preface this video by saying that I don't get every single thing alive these days like I used to, maybe like 3 years ago. So if I do purchase an item or goods in general, like, you know, like it's like a hot piece, you know what I'm saying? So I should have a haul up maybe sometime soon, maybe a few unboxings of advent calendars, but it's definitely not gonna be like it used to be where it's like every single one releases, I'm on it, because 9 out of 10 times most of the items suck, let's be real, you know? So let's save ourselves some money. This video is gonna be straight up, so if I think something's cool and amazing, I'm gonna say grab. And if I feel like something is just not, like it's just not there, the value sucks, the product is just not the bestest ever, then I'll let you guys know too. I'm looking forward to reading your comments down below. Let me know what you think of these new holiday collections, if you're picking anything up, if you're you know, taking a step back with makeup, with purchases, with the whole shebang. I'd love to know where you guys are at, because then it gives me an idea too with what you're interested in and where, you know, and what you're thinking basically. Let's get started. Right, starting off with the new ABH holiday palette. This is the brand new full romance eyeshadow palette. I have to know what you guys think about this one. I was reading the comments on Trends Moods page, and there was a lot of like people were very in between about this one. Like a lot of people were like, I'm gonna get it, but there's something about it that I'm disappointed with, and then some were like, I'm not, and then some were like, yeah, I'm getting. For me, I'll tell you, I do think that this is really pretty. I would just make 2 changes to this one. Not that they're gonna listen to me or anything, but the changes I would make are, so there are 2 greenish shades in here. I just feel like one would have been more than enough. 2 similar green tones that look like they're part of the same family, I feel like it's unnecessary. And then we have 2 browns in here that are also kind of in the same family-ish. The shade Mulberry and Ember, if you guys can see the shade names. So also with those, I feel like they're a little bit repetitive. I feel like they could have maybe included like a, let's say, lighter brown shade if they wanted to. That's what I was about to say. Or like even like a matte lavender, but like one that has saturation to it that could be buildable. That could go with that metallic lavender type of shade. I think that that would have been amazing. Nonetheless, I feel like the contrast between the shades in here could work out really nicely. Like that beautiful like purple, matte purple, I feel like could work well with a lot of other tones in here, and you could really change up the look because of that specific color. And then the greens, the metallics are also very nice. I think there's a good selection of matte and metallics. I think they did really good with that one. And then the pant sizes are fairly, oh my gosh, I thought I saw a bug. I'm always thinking I see bugs lately. The pant sizes are fairly like, you know, they're fairly big. It doesn't necessarily say the price of this, but it is coming to ABH's site on September 7th. Probably is going to be in the range of $55. So it is one that I'm going to pick up. I do have a few ABH palettes. The ones I love, I really love, and the ones I don't love, I got rid of. But I feel like this is one that I could see myself actually using and getting excited over. Their previous palette they released, I forgot what it was called. Where is that palette though? I might have left it in someone's house. Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but I don't love that one. I'll show a picture. I'll throw a picture up here. I don't love that one because I could never come up with a good look. But with this one, I feel like it's gonna be quite different. So that's my take on this one. I think it's gonna be stunning on the eyes no matter what your eye color is, and I feel like you'd be able to do a lot with this one. Next, Laneige is launching a brand new lip mask. They tend to launch new lip masks every so often, and you know, a lot of them are pretty exciting, but I feel like for this one, I'm the most excited. This is their new caramel apple lip mask. So the quality of their lip masks are really nice. They're a little bit more on the thicker side. They hydrate beautifully. They're comfortable on. I like to wear them, you know, at night. And the tub that it comes in lasts for like ever. So really exciting. I feel like it's perfect for the upcoming fall months. And this also kind of reminds me of like Rosh Hashanah. If you guys are aware of the holiday, it's a Jewish holiday, the Jewish New Year holiday. And the main thing about the holiday, I mean, there's a lot of main things about it, but we do dip the apple in the honey to kind of signify that we're gonna all have a sweet new year. So I love that this just kind of almost ties in with that. So it just kind of hits home. I don't know, that's what I feel about it, but I think that this is a really, really cool scent. I feel like a lot of people will fall in love with this one. These are around $25. I feel like they are pricey for what they are. I might end up picking it up when Sephora has a 20% off sale because it looks really exciting. Okay, next, Too Faced has their full holiday collection available at the moment. They actually might release some goods, you know, in the near future, but for now they actually have a lot available. If you guys are interested in purchasing anything, these goods are available at Sephora and Ulta. Okay, so first up we have the Let It Snow Globes 3-piece eyeshadow palette gift set. This is $54. There are 3 different eyeshadow palettes that are included in here. Each one has like a different color story, and then each palette also includes either a blush or a highlighter. I feel like I remember Too Faced coming out with such collections like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and it was like the it thing because they were like one of the first ones that actually released collections for the holiday season. And I feel like years after that, a lot of other brands kind of like followed along. But I will say this does look very, very cute. I personally am kind of over these type of collections. I just don't end up using them, and I feel like a lot of the shades are somewhat repetitive, although the color stories in these palettes are kind of pretty, I will say. I feel like they did put some thought into this. I feel like these palettes would be really, really nice for maybe someone who's maybe getting into makeup, and also really be a great gift to give someone who doesn't maybe have a lot of makeup. I know my sister probably would really, really love this. Or I mean, if this is something that you're interested in, 54 bucks for 3 I think is really not bad. But like I mentioned, I'm gonna go ahead and skip out on it. I am trying for this holiday season to not purchase like every little thing that releases, like I mentioned before, and really be selective with what I feel like I'm actually gonna use, what I feel like I'm gonna love and enjoy. And with the minimal amount of space I have here, I have to show you one day like what I'm working with compared to what I used to have. You know, I'm really trying to condense and not purchase everything basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip out on that one. This I think is really, really cute though. I might pick this up. I feel like I want to see this in store first before I spend the 29 bucks. But this is the Popcorn Balls mini eyeshadow palette. It's, first of all, it's so cute. Packaging is 10 out of 10. There are 8 shades that are included in here, and I feel like shades that we really don't see a lot of. Like, it's not a typical warm tone palette or a typical cool tone palette or just a typical palette that we see a million times over and over again. It's very fitting with the theme of the package, of the collection, you know? I'm just curious to know, because a lot of the shades in here look like they are like that like mushy metallic feel. There are mattes in here too, but there are like really pretty metallics. I just want to know if those are, if you guys know, let me know actually, if those are more like piecey, if they're more like, you know what I mean when I say piecey, right? Like if they're like gritty, like if they need like an adhesive to actually stick on the eye, or if it's more of like a metallic that almost feels wet but glides on the eye very, very smoothly, which I hope it's that kind of formula, because gritty eyeshadow, I feel like, I just don't know if people are really about it. So I hope it's not what this palette like has. I don't think that it does, because it's 2023. I would expect more from them. So let's hope not, because if not, then I think I might end up picking this up. It's a really, really cute one, and it definitely, honestly, it has definitely grasped my attention. The next holiday Too Faced kit we have here, or palette I guess I could say, is the Merry Merry Makeup Face and Eye Palette set. This is $48, really priced very nicely. I want to say, I feel like in the past their palettes or their holiday collections were more like $56, $58, $59. Yeah, I remember. So I feel like they're really like, they're not upping their prices, especially with all the makeup and everything that's releasing these days. What is that, helicopter? Yeah. There are never helicopters in this area, I swear. It's only when I make videos, everything comes out. Ugh. So I'm really happy with the prices. I think that it really makes sense. So in this palette, you get 4 face products, 2 blushes, 1 bronzer, and 1 highlighter, and then you get a selection of eyeshadows. I kind of like how it's shaped like a triangle. Kind of looks like the Christmas tree also, but I love that it's like a triangle shape. It looks kind of cool. This palette here has nice neutral tones, but again, not overdone. You get glitter shades in here, metallic-y type of shades, and then mattes. You also get like pinks and blues, but like I think it's a really well curated palette. You could tell thought was put into this, and I love how the packaging has like the gingerbread man, and just look at like ornaments, like, you know, you get the full holiday vibe and spirit with this one. I think this would also be such a beautiful and fun gift, really for someone who loves neutral tones but also likes to play with a pop of color as well. It's so cute. I'm gonna skip out on it though, but it is so beyond cute. The next item that I want to speak about is the Maple Syrup Pancakes limited edition eyeshadow palette from Too Faced as well. So they did release a decent amount. This is $54. With this one as well, you get the metallic and matte shades like a lot of their palettes have. I have to say I'm kind of impressed, because a lot of times with these kind of palettes that they release, like the pumpkin palettes they've released in the past years, the gingerbread palettes, all of that, like they look fairly similar with maybe 2 or 3 minor changes and differences. But I feel like for this year, they could have taken that route again. I mean, I feel like last year they heard so many people complain about the palettes they released, and it's like, okay, like we're over this. So it's nice to see that they've actually made a change. This is actually a really gorgeous palette, because you get your neutral tones, but you also get the fun colors as well, but shades that are still wearable. You know, like there's a nice green in there, like the blue, pinks, purples. But I still feel like this palette is not all over the place. For this one, I'm in the middle with. I'll have to check it out in store, swatch, and really feel it out and see what's up, because it is gorgeous, and I feel like I'd probably get a ton of looks out of this. But it's definitely not one that I'm running out to get ASAP. Another kit that Too Faced has here is the Pop the Cork makeup set. So this includes an eyeshadow palette with 8 different eyeshadows, and then you get a highlighter that's included, as well as a lip injection gloss, a full size. This I'm gonna actually skip out on. It's not one that really sparked any joy, I would say. I want to also say it's a little bit pricey. I would expect this to probably be like 30 bucks. You do get a full size gloss and stuff, but still. And then the shades in the palette, they're okay, but they're not shades that I feel like, you know, I would use over and over again. So because the price is, you know, steep, and the shades are not like shades that I'm obsessed with probably, then I'm gonna skip out on this one. All right, next we have these kits from Beautyblender. So Beautyblender typically releases holiday kits. I want to say they're all pretty much the same every year. They don't have way too much items in their line, so a lot of times their kits end up being like somewhat the same. So for example, they have these. In one kit you get 3, I believe, sponges. They're Beauty Blenders with their cleanser, and then in the other kit you get their Beauty Blender, and then they're like puff. Don't know how much these are gonna be. Oh yeah, I do know. Okay, so the one with the 3 Beauty Blenders and the cleanser is 50 bucks, and then the other kit is 30. I feel like you are saving a bit, because each Beauty Blender is typically 20, and if this kit is 50 and there's 3, you're kind of saving like 10-15 bucks. But I would have loved for this to be a little bit more affordable, especially now with so many other like Beauty Blender dupes and just like sponges and like velour pads and all of that people are very much so into. I feel like Beauty Blender could have done a little bit better with the pricing. So I love Beauty Blender. I stand behind their product. I think that their sponge is amazing, but I'll be honest with you guys, at this point in my life I'm using brushes. Like I have like times where I'll just use brushes exclusively, and then sometimes I'm like, how did I ever stop using the Beauty Blender? For now I'm using brushes, so I haven't purchased a Beauty Blender in a very long time. They also tend to have these at TJ Maxx for like $10-15 off each Beauty Blender. $10 off about, so you can get them at a better deal for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna skip out on these. I think that they'll probably end up going on sale, because a lot of the times their holiday kits do end up going on sale. because I feel like they priced them a little bit too high to begin with. So skip for me. Next, I wanted to speak to you guys about the brand new Tarte Man Eater eyeshadow palette. This right here is $52. It's available already at Ulta. I think it's an Ulta exclusive palette. There are 24 shades that are included in here. You do get your neutral tones as per usual with these palettes. You get greens and blues as well. Last year's palette I feel like had more greens. This time we have the greens and the blues and the neutrals. So this was one that I really wanted to pick up, and it's been on my radar since I saw it release, and last year's also, but I ended up skipping out on last year's and was not sorry about it. And with this one, I think I'm gonna skip out on it more what I think I'm gonna skip out on it as well. It is a pretty palette, but at the end of the day, I just don't see myself pulling this out and creating a bunch of different looks, you know. Sometimes I feel like also with these bigger palettes, sometimes too much is too much. Sorry, the chair. So sometimes, like with bigger palettes, it's nice to have the options, but then at the same time, I notice with bigger palettes, not all the time, but sometimes I'll just end up using the same 4 to 6 to 8 shades maybe. And then the other shades that are just there, they're just kind of there. I think I'm gonna save the 52 bucks and try to use that towards something that I really, really want that I probably will end up using more. This is ultra pretty. I'm not gonna say that it's not, but I know that there's so much more that's yet to come with the holiday launches that at this point, I'm not wanting to spend that money on this, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna skip out on this one, although let me know if you ended up picking this up. Next, Hourglass. I am very excited about these. I will say Hourglass is definitely a brand that does intrigue me. They are a brand that I feel like releases items, but they don't overdo it, you know, like they don't have a release every other week. They don't have a release sometimes even every month. But I feel like when they do release something, it's 99.9% a hit. Like their products are just good products at the end of the day, let me tell ya. So they usually release these really fun palettes for holiday. A lot of times in these palettes, you'll get their blush, their bronzers, and their highlighters, as well as their all over face powder. So that's what I'm assuming is gonna be included in these palettes. I haven't seen an actual picture of how they look like inside, but once I do, I'll, you know, definitely let you guys know and share it. But a few years ago, they had a palette that the packaging was marble. And then last year, they had like a butterfly one, an elephant one, and then just one other one, I think a tiger. This year, they have an owl, they have a snake, they have a jellyfish, and then a jaguar. I want to say that animal's called. But these typically retail for $80 from my experience of knowing what the Hourglass palettes costs. I love that they are just venturing out a little bit and getting like creative and fun with the packaging, because at the end of the day, packaging does kind of make a difference. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like a few years ago it didn't really, but I feel like these days you want to know that you're just using a product that makes you happy, that just like takes you to the next level, and it makes it enjoyable to actually use. For me, looking at these, I'll be honest, I don't know which one I would pick. For sure not the owl. I'm not about it. I don't like how the owl looks. Kind of love the snake, let me tell ya. The jellyfish looks pretty cool too. And then the jaguars, I'm just also not that crazy into. Last year, I remember I didn't love 2 or 3 of the packaged of the artwork on the outside, and then on the inside, the shades really worked out well for me, but I didn't end up picking those. I picked up one that was a little bit too dark for me because I love the outer packaging, so it just didn't really work out with me and my like skin tone and my life, so I ended up decluttering it, which was kind of a waste. This time around, I hope that I'll be able to pick one that I love the packaging and I love the products inside. I know on their specific site you're able to customize your palette, the inside and outside, so you can always do that. But if you do purchase these from Sephora or Ulta, I think that they're just they just package it already and you have to kind of like pick one. So I'm thrilled. I am curious to know what you guys think about these, which one speaks to you the most. Okay, and then the final collection I wanted to speak to you guys about is from Colourpop. We haven't seen something from them in a bit. Like I don't recall seeing a collection released by them in probably a month, which is a bit for them because I feel like they're typically releasing something every other week, if not more. But this is their new Haunted Mansion collection. If you guys are Halloween fans or celebrate Halloween, pretty sure you're gonna jump on this one. I personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween, I know, sorry. And I also don't celebrate Halloween because I'm Jewish and Jewish people don't celebrate Halloween. We just never did, you know? My birthday is 2 days before Halloween though, so I get the vibes and all and the gist of all, but I never felt connected or attached to really any Halloween collection. I mean, if there is something that I love and I think is cute and looks appealing to me, I'll be like, okay, get it, who cares if it's Halloween. Now for this collection, I might end up skipping out on most of the goods, but the eyeshadow palette is like, whoa. So it includes 15 different shadows. It's more of like a grungy-ish brown cool tone palette with pops of blues and purple. I think that would look insanely amazing. Like this would look insanely amazing on really anyone, no matter what eye color or skin tone. You'll probably have to go lighter or deeper with the shades, but like I love these kind of colors. Like they're deep saturated colors, you know what I mean? Like this is me. Palette is $24. It's called the Foolish Mortals, I love the word mortals, eyeshadow palette. We also have these Super Shock shadows, which are going to be $9 each. You get a like pearly white shade, a blue, silver, and then a purple. Their Super Shock shadows are amazing in the limited edition blue packaging, very cute. The Ultra Matte lip colors are going to be $10 each. They have, I think, 4 shades available in the line: a purple, a brown, a deeper purple, and then like a pinky, almost concealer type of shade. I love those kind of shades. And then we also get the Ultra Glossy lip as well, so a few of those. And then this is really cool. They also have the Glow in the Dark Glitterily Obsessed Body Glitter for $10. I think this would be just so cool to kind of experiment with if you're going to a Halloween party or a holiday party, a Halloween holiday party. I guess Halloween is a holiday, right? This would be so nice to kind of like put on your, like, I don't know, shoulders, your like your bones here, like your décolleté area, because I know a lot of Halloween parties, like it's usually pretty dark and like, you know, scary. So at least you'll be glowing in the dark, which I think is so cool and innovative. I don't think I've seen anything like this from any brand, which I'm loving, because now, like you see, Colourpop took it to the next level, which I'm fully obsessed with. I'm not going to any Halloween parties, but this looks really, really cool, and I would be very curious to just test it out and see, does it actually work? So, and plus it's only $10. Very cool. So definitely a collection that I feel like is pretty exciting, and again, especially if you celebrate Halloween, I feel like this will definitely hit home. So that is pretty much it for this specific video. I'm looking forward to reading your comments down below. Let me know where you guys are at with all these new collections, what you're picking up, skipping out on, what you're interested in, what sparks joy, what does not. Keep me posted. Love you all so, so much. I appreciate you guys always being so sweet and kind. I read your comments, see you on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. So thank you so much for everything, and I will see you all in my next one.